Hi and hello everyone, it's your old pal Berg787 back with episode 2 of our Sisters of Twilight Legendary Mortal Empires playthrough. Picking up where we left off, we want to go and colonise.
When do we fight? Only
I hope we've actually got enough now, thinking about it.
Fine, I'll go.
Oof, just enough. I do think Alifanar was on his way over there to colonise it himself.
Itching for fresh battle.
So good thing we got there first. Alright, next turn we will be able to hire up a Glade Captain, which would be pretty nice. And then we'll see where we go. Pretty annoying this idiot has decided to raid us like that. I wish there was a way you could say, could you please stop doing that? Or consequences. Something like that. Alright, so any battles we now win in this area, we gain an initial 1 forest health. We also gain some extra income if we choose to raise a settlement. Alright, very slow. Very slow. Health. Interesting. Not sure what one I particularly want. Probably Ariel's chosen. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, and let's rename to Booty Juice. There we go. Old Booty Juice. I suppose you can... I almost kind of want to give this missile resistance to the sisters because they don't actually normally get into a fight. And they get shot at more than anything else. So, but I suppose physical resistance does the same thing, right? Unless missiles literally can... I don't know exactly how it works. Because magical missiles would take magic damage? I don't know. I don't know. We'll give you the potion of healing. How about that? That sorts everything out. And let's give you some missile resistance.
Craving prey.
That's not too expensive. Alright, we want to get this specifically for the missile strength for all missile units. Nice added bonus that we get +5 versus large for all elf cavalry, hawk riders, great eagles, blah. But the cooldown as well for the Laura Beast, since Katie, our spell singer, is in the army. I'm not really sure what we should do. Maybe we can go and mess with these guys. Although saying that, they can kind of come at us from 2 different angles, can't they? So they'd just annoy us. Would have been nice if Alifanar hadn't taken this settlement. What does he have?
Not one Druki on Nagaryth.
Yeah, alright, I don't really want to mess with that army. What's down here?
Bring me battle.
I suppose we could go on.
Immortality.
They've only got 1 settlement. I suppose let's go and have a little look. We've got to come this way anyway, just to get you into the army.
Twin defenders of the glades.
Hopefully you can reach there next turn. But
I would never.
yeah, maybe we just go and mess with these guys. And it'd be really handy actually, because that's a real perfect opportunity for a sack city. Forge bound are gone. I suppose I could pop over to the Oak of Ages, see what's going over there. Get involved in some fights. Oh, forest encounter. Where is it? Oh, really? Well, if we head over there, we literally can't come back here for quite a while.
Duty is all. No rest. No surrender.
Our army is a little bit banged up.
Ariel's will.
And I don't think we're actually in a position where we can zoom across.
Harmony prevails. How
Let me just
tiresome.
double check that. Because you got to click this button. Alright, okay, we are. I wish we were a little bit better health-wise. But then again, I suppose we can come over here. We don't have to fight it straight away. We can come over here. I don't think we can actually hire anyone from here, though, can we? No. Or yes, I don't know. Let me have a look.
Stronger
No, because
together.
here it says we can, whereas on the Oak of Ages it didn't.
When do we fight?
Only when necessary.
No.
Never.
Oh, we could get some Hawk Riders, actually. No, screw that. Grab one Hawk Rider. Hawk Riders equal good, though, so let's do that.
Serene nest.
Can we still do it this turn? Sorry, I mean... Oh, no, but we need to hire them first, and then we'll do it the following turn. Oh, it's our old friends from the Hellebron campaign, Clan Rictus.
Order is all.
Lord Dave sends word that the Will of Vol himself, the magical fires of the Tempered Forge, have recently blazed to unusually high temperatures, sustaining conditions that will enable him to craft an entirely new piece of equipment. They've processed a mysterious one, driven as much by the whims of his flames and the quirks of his materials as the craftsman's own intent. So the final form of the item is vague. However, the doting old smith is keen to ensure you get what you need, so offers you a choice of what sort of item he will attempt to craft. What will you request? I quite like our armour, from what I remember. And our weapon's pretty good. So it's probably... I think the talisman's pretty lame, so let's go... Is it the talisman or is it the enchant knight? I can't remember which one's which now. Let's go for talisman, see what we got. Win 3 battles against Bretonia. Okay. And you'll be given the opportunity to confederate with the faction Torgovan. Alright, quite interesting. What was that? That's pretty decent. I really hope I chose correctly here. So talisman is what I wanted to get rid of because it's not that great. And I did choose correctly. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Remain calm.
Let's pop into the
Sanctuary is
Witchwood.
ours.
We'll grab one more Hawk Rider and then we'll transport across and fight these guys. And maybe even fight some Wood Elves. I mean, not some Wood Elves, some Britannians. Alright, Cult of Pleasure declare war on Nagaroth. None of my business. Well, that's just a bit too much, really, for us to deal with. A little bit annoying. Especially considering someone's going to probably come and resettle that. But hey ho, we have other issues to deal with. Oh, has the game crashed? Awfully sorry about that. Seems like the game crashed. It means I'm going to have to edit the video and patch it together. I hate doing that. Yay. Never mind. Technical glitches, what can you do? Alright, so let's just be clear. It's just after that, okay.
The Shadow Crown weighs heavily on my head.
Do you want to join the war against the Ripperhorn tribe? No, you love Beastmen. Beastmen, your favourite friends.
Speak. I have no time, so make it quick.
No. Oh well, I guess someone's going to take Vol's Anvil. I mean, we are getting pretty decent growth anyway. I would like to go and deal with them, but
Itching for fresh.
needs must. What? Oh, right, because I unclicked from them. Right, okay, sorry. This is quite fiddly, this mechanic, so I need to...
Remain calm.
Not on the settlement. Can I click on them?
Wind defense.
And then I need to come over here and click this button.
Together as one.
And we should be able to move straight away, shouldn't we?
Craving
Yeah. Bretonnian forces have been spotted venturing into the edges of the forest. They are pilgrims seeking to present an ancient relic at the chapel lost within the woods. The relic does indeed have power and could aid the healing of the world roots. You could let them leave their offering and claim them for yourselves as soon as they have left, but the forest spirits are enraged at this incursion and demand a response in force. I actually don't mind if there's rebellions, truth be told. The -10 growth's a little bit annoying, but I think we'll just allow the offering. Yeah. How many turns? Is it 10 turns? So we've got to hang around here for a little while.
Find me in the war room.
Hurry it up!
Just pop
Communing with
into
the
there
forest.
just to get a bit more health. So we're going to have a rebellion here before we can get back, which is a bit annoying. And these guys are probably going to smash a few more of our settlements before we get back, but I guess it gives us stuff to do afterwards when we come back. Although with it being a ruin, that's actually not the worst. So it just means that someone else can populate it, but it's, you know, not awful. We could maybe even go and fight some Bretonnians to do this quest.
Duty.
Adventure.
We'll see if we can pick some off.
Nature's own shortcut.
Hello.
Serene Nestra.
Tempestuous Ariel.
Alright, so now we've researched that. What next do we want? I mean, that would be good, but that's a cool 24 turns away, so let's see if we can find some more interesting stuff. Extra 10% money from resource and crafting buildings, kind of nice, and some extra armour wouldn't go amiss. Missile resistance for all elf units is kind of nice as well. I suppose this probably is the best. Yeah, okay, so we go Vol the Maker, and then Ladriel, Lady of Mists. That's our move. What's our garrison look like over here? 14 units. Okay, that's not too shoddy. That's pretty good. I mean, in a pinch, we can also just grab another lord as well, I suppose. and it does give us a bit of public order as well, and negates that growth that we're lacking for the next however many turns. How long is that lasting for? 4 more turns. Well, by the time it's pretty much built. But yeah, let's do that anyway.
Your threat must be ended.
Oh crap.
In Ariel's name.
Oh, okay, I thought he was about to declare war, but thankfully not. I would trade with you if Dark Elves weren't a thing. However, considering they are a thing, I don't want to trade with you. It's like really not worth pissing them off. We do have a quest to go and beat up on some orcs, so I wouldn't hate it that much if they actually came down here and beat up on the exiles of Nehek.
Awaiting bloodshed.
Win 3 battles, so this should count as a battle, right? They don't have to be open field battles.
Ariel sees all.
All of their settlements count as having walls, don't they? Or they don't have walls, but once you get them to level 3, I think they have walls.
Itching for fresh battle.
Is that something I could smash? I mean, I've got to sit here for a turn though, anyway, don't I? Because I don't have the ability to siege attack at the moment, which is a bit
Bring me
annoying.
battle.
I suppose what we do is we just do this.
And destruction.
Oh,
Now's the time.
The Sisters of Twilight.
oh. He's encamped, right? So we'll have some more melee defense, but melee defense isn't really important considering. I'll probably run away though. So I reckon.
Harmony prevails.
Does he have another
How
unit there?
tiresome.
Alright, screw it, let's just fight.
The chopper is in my hand, so I could smack you.
There might be another big stack over there though.
Bored.
So impatient.
I seek prey.
Let's kind of hope there isn't. Little bit of a silly move that, right? You know, there's no real reason I should have done that. Pro tip: don't do that in future. Or if you're watching this thinking that's a good move, it was a terrible move. Because I mean, well, I don't know what he had over here. Could have had a massive doom stack, and I weren't going to be able to get away. What's this? The Wit Stealer Sword. I mean, you can't really be going around
Carnage.
chaos corrupting the place, can you? Guess we'll have to go with Safeguard. Wow, plus 15 for all provinces. That's pretty good. Win 1 battle against the Bowmen of Orion, and you'll be able to confederate them. I suppose we could piss off over to their lands.
Arahan.
Do we have Lightning Strike? We do. A better question would be, do we actually want to use Lightning Strike? Because we could fight all the... We could probably beat all of this as well. Without too much issue. But why do it the hard
We
way?
fight for the forest.
And we can get multiple battles. So we do that.
Inseparable.
Invincible.
Now we're kind of stuck in here, but that's fine. Forge of Daith is active. Oh, we can get some Hydras and some of these guys, which we're not going to get. Refined Dragon Pendants. So our pendant... Weakness to fire. I think the physical resistance has gone up by 5%. But obviously it's just got better. And what's this for 5 turns? Gives us a bound spell. The Piercing Bolts of Burning. I mean, you could make the argument to take that for a couple of turns, since we're going to have some fights. And then it goes back to its original form. Certainly make fighting them here a bit easier, but no, I'm just going to go for the standard upgrade.
Perfect. Awaiting
Why
duty.
grant Nestra tools of war?
I think I do want that. I do want to get to this. I'm going to want to grab Quartermaster because money is a bit of an issue. But I do think reload time reduction is pretty key, since I mean, look at all these units that we've got that fire missiles.
Harmony has prevailed.
I suppose grabbing this shitty Great Eagle isn't the worst thing in the world. It's a corpse that we can throw in. Some extra movement would be pretty sweet as well, so we'll do that.
Stop pushing it.
And then what we shall do is
Agreed.
break siege. Annoyingly, we're taking a bit of attrition here.
Moving with grace.
We could sprint into this territory, but then if they were to come fight us,
Order is all.
we would be a bit tired. But am I really that bothered by that? I don't. But then again, we're barely taking any attrition, so I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Let's go and have a look at what's going on back home. Those beastmen seem to have not done anything else. Possibly come over here, although I think this is probably Skaven.
Command me.
No, it probably isn't. That's interesting. And they are at war with the Ripperhorn tribe, so it probably was the Ripperhorn tribe, but there seems to be a lot of... It's kind of strange that it's the Skaven... Maybe the Skaven have come and occupied it now, I don't know. Rock Gorge. Let's just drop this in. Alright, and then turn. Now what we're going to do over in the Orc lands is we're going to come out of their territory, and then we're going to go into ambush stance, and hopefully... Oh, they're just going to come fight us with some other army that I didn't know they had around there. Let's retreat a bit, see if that helps us out. No. Oh no, it does. We only have to fight one of the armies now, and this shouldn't be that big of a deal. That big of a problem. Just got to keep an eye on these Orc ball boys.
This is the life.
Oh, you know what? You know what was probably the first one? It was probably their garrison reinforcing, I think, and they probably hired a lord in between turns as well. So that's probably what the army was, that the other armies that were coming to fight us. Now, what's rather sexy with Wood Elves is that they get buffs if they're fighting in trees. Just want to see if it says it anywhere. Hold on. Forest Stalker. Yeah. So we get more accuracy when fighting in the forest, and perfectly, this line is right on where we can set up. So we will do that. We won't hit the trees and stuff like that. We're going to be fine.
Eager and ready.
What we will do is set you there. Set you there.
Great Captain!
You can go there.
Ready.
You can go there. We will use this unit to harass, especially their what do you call it? Their cavalry, not their cavalry. Their I can't think. Missile units. There we go. I'll set you up over here.
Order.
I mean, you do what the hell you want, as far as I'm concerned.
Nestra and Arahan.
With me, sister.
Sister, I approve.
Orders. Yes.
Really, their Orc boys are the only thing that are not worrying me as if we'll lose, but like, you know, I don't want to mess around with just because they'll just disrupt our archers.
Stand your ground.
Ooh,
Armed and ready.
would rather not fuck around there. Alright, we've started firing on the Orcs, which is good.
Guardians of Lauren.
And spread out to hit as much as you can.
To battle. Eternal guard.
Let's get you over here, getting in front of that pump wagon.
We grow restless.
Great Captain! Ready to serve.
Send Louis.
Can you just cast it? Oh, did that pump wagon get destroyed? That was pretty good. And wow, that guy got wrecked. Alright, they're pretty wrecked. Not even used the volley of Kronos yet. Is our eagle arrived? No, I just want the eagle in here just to mess him up a bit. They do have some, what do you call it? Some nasty skulkers over there, so I'm just sending the spearmen out to spy on them.
Yours to command.
Haven't seen them yet, but you just keep walking out there, keeping an eye on what's going on. It's probably not a decent matchup for you there. Yep, completely forgot about you. Alright, their hero's dead. Still don't know where those nasty skulkers are. That's alright. Let's pull you completely out and let you hide in the forest. Alright, so they came around the front, did they? Interesting. Alright. I've kind of had enough of you guys firing on us, so let's hit you with a volley and really wreck you up. You're holding them up quite well. That's fine.
Sisters of Twilight!
Well, these guys have come back. Hopefully we can give them a nice charge here. Alright, I think that's pretty much it. We will attempt to kill as many of them as possible, though. Because, you know, why not?
Eternal God! Let's hunt! Children of Isha, attack! Swiftly now! Our bows are yours!
Lady of Lauren!
Deepward infantry!
Might as well just go for them.
The forest speaks.
Eternal God!
Yeah, it's reason why it's these types of armies that give legendary difficulty a bad name, in a sense where people are like, oh well, you can't use melee on legendary difficulty, and you know, you got to go ranged, and it's sort of like, you can use melee. I've used melee in other armies. Go and watch the Crone Hellebron playthrough and stuff like that, and there's plenty of other people who use melee infantry. You just need to have lords that can buff a specific type of melee unit and then buff it the natural way through redline to overcome a little bit of the AI buffs that they get to melee. But this is much easier, obviously. Like, you just line up your archers in here, and I didn't tell them to shoot at anyone in particular. They just did their job whilst microing a couple of units. So obviously this is a lot easier to do, isn't it, than to actually have to sort of battle plan and whatnot. Doesn't mean that it's better. It's just much easier to handle. And they pretty much, what did they get left with? 197 people. Well, they're not people, are they? They're orcs.
Harmony must be imposed.
We will take
Strength
that.
in mercy.
Good. I've actually got a bit of bank now. Let's upgrade this. Oh yeah, we were going to get rid of this building. I could get another Glade Captain, but they're not cheap. Like 200, what was it? How much did they cost? Yeah, 275. That's a lot for a guy who we're not actually going to be putting in our army. They're just going to be, you know, scouting for us, so to speak. So I think we'll avoid that.
Serene Nestra.
Quite nice to see a little bit of replenishment, not a lot, but a little bit of replenishment in enemy territory. Well, I say enemy territory, in not our territory. None of that stuff is that interesting. Bit of speed wouldn't hurt, but I think the best move is to lower upkeep a little bit. And we don't need 5 for this, do we? Should be unlocked now. Over here, I think we go Arrow of Kronos, and then Fleet Finger, fire a bit quicker. Yeah, go on, why not?
When do we fight? Only when necessary.
Alright, follow up here.
I
Wipe them out.
refuse doom. Accept Ariel's will.
It's a bit more physical. Does that physical resistance stat? I don't think it does. Okay, so we can confederate Wideroth. It was all too easy to deviate the attentions of the simple-minded greenskins away from Athelloren. As soon as you went to war against one mob, word quickly spread from warlord to warlord, and the Fae were venturing out of the forest in search of orc and goblin blood. That's nice. Not to kill them, but they actually wanted their blood. Okay, taking that a bit too literally. As is their instinct, they turned their attentions to finding you. Though the stupid brutes would obviously never get very far in that respect. Lord Findle of Widrioth is pleased of your actions, sends you word he is open to forming a confederation with you. Alternatively, you could leave him in charge of his glade, and he will channel his energies to aid you. So we can get Athelloren Forest healed by 20. I think we'll do that. What's the point confederating? I mean, we need to change this turn, yeah. So we need to get this up to 500, don't we? So that's a nice little buff. And while we're here, we can do the whole world a favour and just destroy this. This should be a piece of you-know-what.
Battle. A regrettable necessity.
It will be a glorious battle.
So we'll continue that. It'd be nice if this guy just attacked us in the mid-turn, so we could fight it on an open field. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be that lucky. The other reason why I didn't want to confederate is that I wasn't sure if, like other confederations, it would give us a massive debuff to public order, and that's not something I really want when I'm stuck in another land and unable to get back to my Witchwood. If we do this fight,
Fight for the forest.
will it stop our siege? I'm not sure. I kind of think it might, so I'm just going to decline him. Where's he going? He's not going to do anything, is he? Oh, hold on. Retreat. I didn't retreat. I just chose not to fight. Income from all buildings or just a lump sum? 10%. So I know we've got one building that does 600. So an extra 10% would be 60, which over 10 turns would be 600. And then we've got another building that does, what, 400 I think on the upgraded version. So that's 40. So that's it's 1,000. I think the lump sum works out better, doesn't it? Unless I'm mistaken. So 6... So 7... No, that's to upgrade it. So 600... 300 and 400, so that's 900, 1500 over 10 turns. Yeah, okay, I mean we're still better off taking the lump sum. Over here we will start to build this building, not because we want the Waystalker, but someday we do want Way Watchers, but also I kind of wouldn't mind getting these Hagbane tips. Like, poison damage is just so awesome. Starfire Shafts are armor piercing and obviously do a little bit more damage. Oh no, they don't. They're just armor piercing. But I mean, I suppose you can mix them up. You could put both of them in there. Anyway, we're grabbing this building with considering there's nothing else we'd rather stick in. Do we want this? I suppose we need this if we want. Oh, no, hold on. So we can grab these without any upgrades. Okay. It's a shame Deepwood Scouts don't come with a version that poison. That'd be pretty sweet. We could, if we were in a bit of fear, add a garrison in. It's a shame these buildings actually cost growth, though. So I think we'll leave them for now. Yeah, and we'll stick this in. And we will increase this for some more growth. And a bit more money as well. Money's not super important, we're kind of ticking over nice. We don't have loads to build, so the fact that we're only making a grand per turn isn't that bad, because by the time we can build something, we'll have amassed enough money. And we're not in a position where an extra 300 gold or something like that is actually going to give us, put us in a position to be able to grab a new army. So.
End their threat.
This is the life.
So I think in that scenario it was better to take the growth.
Eternal guard.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that one of you comes with
Ready for orders.
a toy. So I'll drop that. Because I don't really give two hoots about you guys.
Eternal guard.
I'm just going to stick you guys in front to soak up some damage.
Warriors of Ariel.
And we'll stick them behind to fire over.
Harmony warfare.
I mean, we could even move these guys out in front, but I kind of want to try and kill... my spearmen. You probably want to just sit here and we'll try and run you into that corner over there, because there's not real much use for you. And let's stick you over here, just so everyone bunches up, because if we spread them out, then they'll spread out, and we don't really want them spreading out.
Eternal guard. It will be done.
Seizing the position. Taste my bow.
Right. Quickly now. At once.
Let's get you over
For the
there.
eternal realm.
Let's get you in this corner.
Without delay.
Hand of the forest. Bloody battle.
Riders
Oh,
of
might get a nice little volley here if they're on top of each other. Oh. Not great. But now we're behind them, so we're in a pretty good spot. It'd be good if I'd moved you guys forward, wouldn't it? Quick flock of doom. Oh, wow, you got... Was that from like a miscast or something like that? Because that's some serious damage.
Blade captain. I cannot refuse.
Cavalry! Cavalry!
No, let's look to delete that unit over there. No, not quite a deletion. But we certainly heard it.
They must fall.
Your command! Of the
Nice. And that's the end of that. Sweet! And look, we've done the whole of the old world over there a favour. Do you know how much I would give for an AI to take out the Skull Smashers when playing as, like, the Empire or Britonia or anyone, basically, in that area? Maybe not anyone. But yeah, Britonia or the Empire would be super nice, especially the Empire. Love for the AI to take out the Skull Smashers. They never do. They never do. I mean, they might take out, what's it, Grungazin? Oh, I can't remember. The settlement that's up over here, I'll come to it in a second. But no one ever takes out Massive Orcal until, like, well further into the game. They just sit around looking at it, getting all angry.
Total destruction.
We could occupy it, but, I mean, what's the point? We'll just raise it for loads of money.
Their disharmony ends.
Ooh, that's some sexy armour. And we're getting a fire as well. Alright, okay, that's quite nice. It's not as sexy as this armour. I mean, this armour actually doesn't do anything armour-wise, but, I mean, it's pretty good. So, let's give this to the Glade Captain, I suppose. We might actually get into some fisticuffs. You know what, actually, it would probably be smart if I did this, considering you actually have a ranged weapon. It's not that great, but, you know, it's still a ranged weapon. Let's get you to increase our mobility a bit more. Let's give Katie Arcane Conduit. Did she get a Great Eagle yet? No, not a million miles away there. And as for the sisters, we could keep going Quartermaster, but we're now starting to unlock some of these much better skills, so let's go for Ward Save. Inseverable. Such is the twins' bond that the harms inflicted on one are inconsequential so long as the other yet draws breath. So that's pretty good. And then it also unlocks a lot of this other stuff. This is something that we want quite, like, straight away. I just really want to make sure Dark Elves are alright with us, you know? To make life easy. And then we'll want to grab that as well. Can we... Well, actually we can't, we've got no movement right now, but I do want to search the ruins as well. We'll probably do it with Booty Juice just because he's lower level and basically we'll give him a free level up. But what I was saying, sorry, about the Skull Smashers is, you know, this segment over here, I can't remember what it's called, I think it's Grungzin, but the AI might take that out when you're playing as the Empire early doors. Quite often they will, but nobody wants to touch this until, like, you know, 70 turns into the game or 80 turns. Or in another measurement, instead of turns, about 3 or 4 different stacks that come over until you're in position to, you know, fuck around with you. No one else, they'll be at war with all of these dudes, but they'll just go, nah, screw that, I'm coming for Ubersreich and Heldmar. Yeah. Anyway, enough of me moaning. So that's good. We now need to win... No, hold on, what do we need to do? We don't care about that. Win 3 battles against Britonia. I still wouldn't mind doing that, truth be told. I wouldn't mind doing that. However, who? And they're not actually dead. They've got another settlement somewhere.
Say what you gotta say.
No, they don't. They just got... Oh, yeah, they got that one... Oh, you know what I could do? I could pull away. Let them come repopulate it, because they did have that little goon who ran away from us. Who, well, we let escape.
Glory of battle.
So we could just smash them up again. Or we might want to just get back here and deal with this fucking idiot beastman. Because they're starting to piss me off now. Alright, cool, that quest is successful. This is for our dragon, right? I'm pretty sure. So we've got a spell singer in there. Excellent, we get some money. Move any character to Venom Glade. That's not far away, so we can do that.
How tired.
How many turns before we can return? 4 turns. Oh, Just pop here. Alright, so they're there. That's fine.
So bored.
I've just literally taken you out of range to be able to get that.
When do we fight? Only when necessary.
Alright, you go into ambush mode. Because hopefully they'll come over here and... Actually, should we just move a little bit? Yeah.
Moving with grace. An ambush.
So we go into ambush mode.
Delicious.
Hopefully ambush them and get some more level ups. No, they don't seem interested in doing that. We could get some extra cash here, and I don't really care what Pavaron thinks of me, so let's do that.
Twin defenders of the glades.
Go search these ruins.
Athel Lauren.
Boo! I've got to get... Oh, I've got to go and grab my cheat sheet here. Because I hate the dial of the old ones to the point where I wish it wasn't in the game. So let's have a look. Which one is it? In case you're wondering what this is, if you just go to what I'm looking at, if you go to Steam and go to the guides, there should be a guide for all the puzzles. It's a really handy, it's a really useful tool. I would recommend bookmarking it if I were you, because it makes life a hell of a lot more easier. I mean, if you really want to, you know, torture yourself and try and work these out, then, you know, be my guest. But this is much, much simpler. So it is, I believe, it's this one. Hold on. Arrow pointing down, weird symbol like this, and the E. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I mean, not spectacular, but okay. Alright, I think that's going to the sisters, because that gives them 5% of extra pseudo ward save with the combination of magic resistance. I'm presuming this goes... Well, maybe we can pick who it goes on, but I'm presuming it goes on them.
Athel Lauren above all.
Let's make you shoot a bit quicker.
The Sisters of Twilight.
I suppose you just come over
They
and bang
will
on these.
know order. We fight for the forest.
Bye. Ta-da! And we'll
The Sisters march.
come back over here. Alright, let's lower the upkeep of our flying units and give them 10% physical resistance. Sweet. You're basically done. There's literally nothing else I want to give you. That's not entirely true. We can give you some scouting. We want to put you on a Great Eagle. There's a few bits and bobs. Oh, nice. Nice. Perfect vigor as well. Look at that. What's that campaign? How do you actually get that? Fought multiple battles very far away from capital. Alright, okay. It's not one you get that often. Just because you're not usually this far away from... Like, by the time you get this far away from your capital, you've usually got, like, the maximum, the cap on the traits. But that's pretty awesome. Perfect vigor and 10% campaign movement range. Don't really care about the the minus casualties from attrition. That's great, but if that wasn't there, this would still be awesome. So, pretty sweet. Oh, this is being plagued, is it? Bit annoying, but never mind. We'll get that bad boy up, and we've got an option for the Forge of Dave. Whilst I would like this to go up to 8%, I think it's at 4% normally. Although saying that, do we have the Dreaming Ring with this as well normally? I don't remember seeing that on there. Since we are in enemy territory, and we're not going to be back in our own territory for a couple of turns yet, I actually wouldn't mind having this 25% recovery rate. So let's do that.
Freshly fashioned and perfect. This is a
Yeah,
waste of your
that's pretty
talents,
awesome.
Dave.
You know, just put Booty Juice back in the army and away we go. Well, a couple more turns. Then we'll be back over here. And believe you me, we will be looking for these wood elves, for these beastmen. Because someone needs to spank them. And that someone is me, in case you were wondering. I suppose the only thing I can be thankful about is that nobody has stolen... Oh, you know what? That's a lie. Val's Anvil has been stolen by the Skaven because it used to be green, like what these are, but now it's this sort of neutral colour. So that's a little bit annoying. But never mind.
Kronos, guide us on. Hurry it up.
Alright, let's upgrade that since we haven't got anything better to do.
With regret, I must declare you our enemy. Finally, my...
Nope. Although I could probably get like super friends with them, and if you're friends with the person who owns these
Spit it out, then. I've got prey
Hearlad
to
settlements,
hunt.
then
Hear the
you still
mouth,
get them as
Ariel.
green, I believe. Non-aggression pact? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so what do we want? A weapon? Give me the weapon! I actually wouldn't mind a weapon, even though our weapon's pretty good, but maybe we'll get like a better weapon. We don't get a better weapon. I mean, that's not terrible, but it's a melee weapon, and we've got no one who we want to be attacking in melee, so
Duty,
we're using
adventure.
melee.
Nature's own shortcut.
Alright, we don't want to get too close to the tree.
I
We'll
seek
catch any
prey.
lurgies over here. Amazingly, they still haven't taken Hag Hall yet, so hopefully we can get back in time. Next turn we can teleport back to the Witchwood, so it's quite exciting.
I will
Hello.
put you in the
First turn. Hi there. Do you want to be friends? No. Next turn. War. Yeah, and they were in Val's Anvil as I thought, because now let's turn red. Okay, so it looks like we've got to spank some beastmen and some ratlings. Just out of curiosity, who is at war with Clan Richters?
am I.
Annoyingly, no one.
Not one.
Hello.
The Shadow Crown weighs heavily on my head. Do not
No? Okay. What about you?
Morathi, speak quickly or die.
No? Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to wait till Malekith rocks up. Oh, look at that. They're right outside my door. Well, it's a good thing I'm on my way back, though, isn't it? So, right, so we've got our sisters selected. And then we go... Boop. And then we
So be it.
exit Underworld Stance
Finally a fight.
and go bang.
It will be a glorious battle.
And you go dead.
Harmony must.
I will take replenishment here because I want to get back up to fighting fitness very quickly. That's pretty decent armour. Forge of Daith up and running again. This is what we literally just got, isn't it? That dragon spear. Because I think it was 5 melee attack and 25 armour piercing. So we could... that does make it a bit better, but what's the refined version? I mean, that dragon spear ability is not particularly interesting. Alright, we'll get the refined
You are
version.
too kind, Lord Day.
She won't even use it.
You certainly just have to keep a hold of that. But I guess at some stage we could have you fighting properly, so like in hand to hand. So I suppose that makes sense giving that to you. I completely forgot I could give this to someone, so let's do that. That's all good. You're almost on your Great Eagle. Let's keep going for some scouting. In the meantime, I am going to grab a Waystalker. I know that they're just as expensive as what a Glade Captain is in terms of on the map, but I didn't get this building chain to get Waystalkers, but I do need someone to go and scout ahead, so I've just got to pay the cost right now. So hopefully we can find someone who's semi-decent. Unfortunately, not really for the map. I suppose we'll take you, just in case we need to put you in an army. That seems reasonable.
Got it.
Yeah, Waystalkers aren't bad, and I guess this buff kind of isn't awful within 40 meters of any units. It's just that they don't really add anything else. That's the problem. I suppose that's alright, but it's got to be a specific forest battle. Yeah, I mean, it's this training crap. I mean, the only reason why I've really got a Glade Captain in there is because of the replenishment rate.
When do we fight?
Only when
Okay, let's
necessary.
upgrade this, get some more money and more trade resources. I kind of might...
Harmony has
Yeah, I might grab a Lord as well. Not because I need a Lord, but because so I can repopulate these. And I don't want to... Blade Lords are actually pretty decent, aren't they? But it's Ancient Treemen is the way to go. But I'm going to grab a Glade Lord, this one, the Strategist guy, just so with the campaign movement.
The
go and
malevolent
repopulate
nature
that.
of the tree spirits who lead your forces is accentuated by their accompanying spites. These mischievous nature spirits grant benefits and abilities to the ancient tree men, whose cracks and hollows they inhabit.
I kind of don't know why he wanted to tell me that. That was a bit weird. Did grabbing that do something? I don't know. Alright, because I can plop him into an office slot. Unfortunately, none of these office slots actually do anything worldwide. It's just for the guy in question. I suppose this kind of helps. Gives you a bit more movement range so you can run and grab these settlements that bit quicker.
Defenders of the glades. Spreading harmony.
Bloodshed.
Okay, what are you doing?
You will meet your doom if you do not speak now.
Oh, why won't you backstab Clan Rictus? And why don't I know about Malekith over here? My mate Malekith.
Call me cower before the Grand Chieftain.
I'm going to do Malekith's massive favour here.
The Sisters of Twilight.
Merge with shadow.
And that massive favour, in case you're wondering, is deal with these Skaven. Oh, look at that. Clark Caron declaring on Nagaroth and Haganeth. Johnny Big Balls. Alright, carried by the elegant hewn ships, our cousins have travelled from the distant lands of Ulthuan to visit us. Oh, that's so nice. After so many long years, they have finally designed to visit their forest brethren. Is this a gracious visit or an omen of arrogance? Do you consider this a slight or a blessing? Will you grant them an audience with the Urban Clouds? Who would think that? Like, your cousin comes over, like, your family comes over to see you, and they've not seen you in ages, and it's sort of like, fair enough thinking, well, maybe they're here because they want something, they haven't come in ages, but like, no, are they insulting us by turning up? It's like, well, I'm pretty sure they don't. Okay, so we could have negative public relations with High Elves for better public order and better leadership. For how many turns? 10 turns? Or we can have better relations with the High Elves, increase our research rate, and have negative public order for 5 turns. I think this is a no-brainer, especially since we're going to be hanging out in this Witchwood area. We'll take this.
Glade Lord, at your service. I go forth.
All hail Colonel.
We will send you out here.
Sisters ready. Yes, agreed.
I wish I had a better chance of ambush. So I'm wary to go too far. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. This is just an auto resolve.
Doom. Coin before cruelty, eh? This is the price you pay. Itching for fresh battle.
Hero action success chance. Actually, I'm gonna
Bring me battle.
take that off, and I'm gonna give it, if possible.
Protector of the forest.
If possible, some more armor. I don't think I've given out all my armor, but if possible, I'm gonna give it to you, yeah, because you might get attacked by some losers. All right, so we don't want to remove this armor from you. You have this armor. The Trickster's helm. Hold on a minute. So the Trickster's helm is quite interesting. Gives 10 ward save, whereas this gives 5. I suppose the Trickster's helm is better. Although I wish that 2 armor was just merged into melee defense. But alright, we'll give him the Trickster's helm. Or rather, he can keep the Trickster's helm. And Katie, we'll give you that. That's all fine.
These are dark times.
I was going to move to here
Looking for a fight.
and just plop it into ambush mode.
How delicious.
More so just that we're hidden rather than actually trying to ambush anyone. We definitely want this. So we want this Queen's Emissary. Gives that buff to relations with Dark Elves, High Elves, and Wood Elves, I believe. And a bit of scouting. And you... Let's make your missiles... Shows ammunition during forest battles. Quite nice. But I think we should just make you do a bit more damage. And have we destroyed that Beastman tribe who was annoying us? I can't remember now. I should have looked. Alright. Let's just see who we're at war with. I suppose that'll tell me if we've destroyed them or not. Yes, we have. Okay, good.
Glade Lord, I acquiesce to your request.
Are we in a rush to get it? Should we just search the ruins? It doesn't cost us any money. Alright, don't need a cheat sheet for this because it's very easy. It's just find the one that doesn't have a matching pair, and it is this. Sword of Battle. Nice. And a 3,000. And it is literally free because they said it didn't cost us anything to occupy. And we're not in a rush to occupy it either because we're still getting Forest Health. Yeah, we're not getting the bonus to actual, what do you call it, like to growth and stuff like that we can get. But it doesn't really matter because things are going well. In actual fact, we've almost hit 100 here. We will in 2 turns, and then we can enact the this bad boy.
Guardian of the Deepwood, going forth. It will be done.
And there's no one there, really. That's quite interesting.
Defender of Athel.
No, you don't get to keep that, unfortunately. But I'll tell you what you do get. Bam, 1 point in Specialist.
When do we fight?
Only when necessary.
To battle, sister.
Harmony shall reign.
My resolve grows stronger.
Let's go to the Forge. Whilst I would like to bump it up, but it's only for 5 seconds, and not 5 seconds, I meant 5 turns, and I would rather this just permanently stay buffed. This extra 20% missile strength means, I mean, her missiles are already pretty powerful anyway, so and have even more. And it increases our
Sister,
range,
give it to me.
which is pretty nice, and gives us this rather whatever buff.
Twin defenders of the glades.
Alright, otherworldly spirits it is. And you can get that.
Craving prey.
Meanwhile, we'll repair that. We do still want growth.
How can I assist you?
Why can't we...
Proud
Oh, did we...
son
Oh,
of
it's the same
Athelon.
turn, that's why. Rocker, Berg, you're such an idiot. We are going to have a rebellion here if we're not careful.
Ever vigilant.
I suppose that's not terrible, is it? That's not terrible either. But I really want upkeep reduction. That's 16 turns. And again, it's just going to be more turns if I don't go this way. And we do get this, which, whatever. 10% extra income from the hunting buildings. Let's give more weapon strength to our hawk units, and we do use them and charge bonus, so that's not too bad. Alright, let's do that. Oh, look at all this sand. I'm presuming the exiles of Nehek have enacted one of their rites, or whatever you call it.
Your prestige grows, my lord.
Yeah, there we go. Incantation is what I want. It's a forest encounter. Oh, why did it have to be all the way over here? That's so annoying. I've got a war to run.
Treacherous, fear me. Yes, yes.
I suppose. I can't actually jump over there for 6 turns anyway. This does have a garrison, thankfully. Not the greatest garrison in the world, though. I suppose it is what it is. What technology reduces the timer on that crap? Because I would love to use it right now. I know there is one. Or maybe there isn't one, I'm just chatting shit. I mean, that's a reasonable assumption that I could just be chatting shit, and it seems like I am. Could have sworn there was one, though. Huh. Well, good thing I didn't put money on it, otherwise I would have lost. Oh, you know what? I think it is, actually. It's one of these, isn't it? That's probably what it is. So we could perform the ritual. You know what? I think I will perform the ritual. I don't really care about the Skaven. They can come back and take Valzand or whatever. It's not that big a deal. We'll just take it back again, and it gives us something to fight over here, so let's do it. Alright, so we've got one here, one there, and one there. It's not too bad. Shame you can't block units. That would be pretty good. We have moved you to Venom Glade, which we needed to do, which I actually had forgotten about. Good thing we don't have to go far over there. And then we get, wow, we get the glittering scales for that. That's pretty good. It's a nice little
The Sisters of Twilight.
Nice little bonus. Get out my way.
Onward, together.
Can I offer assistance? Glade Lord, at your service.
I'll get you over there next turn. Because whilst we have healed, or we will have... Oh wow, okay, they're sending a fair few armies over, it seems. Whilst we have healed the forest, or in the process of healing the forest, I should say, we still want to build the Witchwood up. That's two different things, so we still would like to get growth from these settlements. Or these outposts, rather. Oh, okay. I actually thought they were sending over something that would worry me, but it seems they haven't.
Eternal Guardian.
Shouldn't we have just got the glittering scales?
Treading silently. I go.
Oh, capture. Right, okay. The enemy has failed to spot your ambush. Attack now, and the element of surprise will give you the upper hand. We've actually... Our garrison is getting involved in this fight as well. I feel like fighting manually will incur probably some less damage, so let's do that.
This is the life.
Pretty sure we fought here before. Alright. Set up like that. We'll do what we've done previously and sort of split our army in two. They're a little bit out of range, but I kind of want the buffs from being in the forest, you see.
Archers ready!
But I suppose well, it doesn't really matter too much.
Eternal Guard!
We'll put one of you over there and one of you over here just in case we need to rush you out and block someone.
Cavalry!
You're gonna steam into there.
To arms!
We'll stick you actually over here.
Battle ready.
Go there. You three. I don't know, we'll work out what we want to do with you three.
Lead, Captain!
You... do we stick you there? Maybe. I don't know, it's not particularly a great angle to fire at anything, so... Let's stick you over here. And actually, hold on, let's just swap those around. Okay.
Armed and ready! By Colonel! It is done! As you say!
Alright, those volleys of Kornos did amazing. Literally just messed them up. And that's alright if those play core catapults want to fire on us up there. What we should do is drop a quick one of them. Alright, you can chase after us all you want, Rat Ogres, you're not catching us. Everyone's getting pretty wrecked up over here. They've pretty much made a decent escape. It's fine. Keep firing on them. They've all got pretty wrecked up. Forgot about you guys. That's fine. We'll get our spears in there. I would like you to go and chase down these plague claw catapults because we're going to have to fight these guys again, and I'd rather fight them without those plague claw catapults because we're not going to ambush them the next time. That's fine. Everything over here is good.
Sisters of Twilight!
Feel free to chase them. Shoot that. Didn't see you over there. Time to nuke. Oh, damn you, camera. Oh, wow, that actually literally deleted the unit. Okay, that was pretty good. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we took less damage than what we would have done if we had looked to... if we had auto-resolved. Yeah, just try and... That's a really steep hill, but try and get through and try and take out a few more of these plague claw catapult rats. I don't think you're going to be able to do it though, unfortunately, because you seem to be content with just walking around, so never mind. Content yourselves with wrecking up some Skaven slaves. Who are you shooting at? Night Runners would be good to catch if you can. You can shoot these Warlock Giselles. Come on, my big horny boys. Because of their horns, you see? Yeah. Your dirty minds. Come on. Catch them. Blee. Alright, have fun. I guess that's it, right? That's like the last unit that's left on the map. But there might be some other off in some forest that I can't see. But that was pretty decisive. Pretty happy with that. So what will they be left with on? I didn't even realise they had... Oh right, no, for some reason I thought they had some chariots, like when I just looked at them, but yeah, they were these, not Doom Wheels, but whatever they're called. Maybe they are Doom Wheels. There's the single entity version and the ones like this. And yeah, I just didn't really even notice that they did much. What are they called again? Doom Flayers, that's it. Alright, that was all pretty good. Let's grab some money and some physical resistance.
Spreading harmony.
The forest's vengeance!
Let's wipe you out. I'm kind of annoyed by that balance of power, that we're going to take that much damage.
It
but
will be a glorious battle.
Forgive us. There is no other way.
Right, so yeah, this physical resistance buff doesn't stack, but the turns do stack, if that makes sense. Some more armour. Ooh. Yes. I think I will grab those. Is there anything different between these guys to regular Weight Watchers? Hawkeyes of Drakira. So, Forest Stalker, yeah, standard. Armour piercing missiles, pretty good. Damage dealer. I don't really know. I'd need, I guess, a unit in my army to be able to compare. But I'm going to grab them. Pretty expensive, don't get me wrong, but so be it, is what I say. Oh, actually, I don't know. These guys have like done a little. They have done their job, so maybe having two of them in here is not the worst thing in the world. I'll grab a unit of Weight Watchers.
Of Twilight.
I mean, I would like to get these things, but I'm not in a rush to get them. I think more importantly, more movement, more upkeep, reduction, all that stuff. And to get that, I need to get some more of these. Oh, we can stick you on a Great Eagle now. Wonderful. And we can get you to cleanse a bit of corruption. Good. And the Butte juice, you can increase our movement a little bit more. Wonderful. And what's going on at the Forge of Dave? The Perfected Dragon Pendant. Pretty good. I suppose the Dragon Pendant actually would work quite well with the, what are they called, like the fire arrows that we can have. I do prefer the poison in a vacuum, but I guess if we do make all armies that we face 20% less resistant to fire damage, then probably having a way to use fire damage would be good.
You are too kind, Lord Day.
That does make sense, right, what I just said. I'm pretty sure it does. Let's just have a look at these for a sec. Yeah, Starfire shafts. The problem is that would be good early doors if you could recruit these straight off the bat. I know we do have one unit of them, but you've got to flaff around too much to get them, and then later on in the game, I mean, you can still run these guys for, you know, late into the game, but I mean, I think it's just better to run a different type of... I will see, maybe. I don't know. I'm very non-committal. Let's build the hall. And I suppose that means we don't have enough money to build anything else. We could stick this garrison in there. We'll be able to upgrade this, which would be really sweet once we've defended against all these armies. I genuinely might throw this garrison in because we're going to have to leave this area. And there's not something that I necessarily want to build that's more important. Like, I would like these, but when we're going to be out of the area, just a bit of extra defense isn't going to hurt, is it? It doesn't cost us any growth to build this level, so yeah, I think that's the answer for now.
Serene Nestra.
Tempestuous Arahan.
Let's get you over here.
How can I assist you?
Not 100% sure how important it is to do this, because
Glade Lord, at your service.
It's probably just going to get taken anyway, but it's not expensive, is it? I suppose the recolonization part is the most expensive, but
Triumph once more.
we shall see. I'm actually going to stick these in here just because, again, it's nice to have one where you can recruit. And it does reduce the recruitment cost, and I might, after all this is done, if we still have this, rejig this army at some stage.
Only when necessary.
Alright, so the next one's over here. I guess this one will have to wait till last.
Proud son of Athel Lauren.
Yeah, we can't afford that, but we can search the ruins. Good old dial of the old ones. Let's see what the answer is today. Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? I think it's this one. Yeah, that looks correct. Okay, so it's this. The Fencer's Blade. I quite like the Fencer's Blade in general, but it's not great again for the
Twin defenders of
for a
blades.
ranged lord type stuff. Yeah, I think the Refined Dragon Spear probably is still slightly better. But this will do for you, for Katie. Alright, we can throw her into the mix.
The unbridled glory of battle. We grant you one
Hello.
last audience.
I'm at war with Clan Moulder? When did that happen? I missed the memo, I'm presuming. You know what, let's just... Honestly didn't realise I was at war with Clan Moulder. Let's get you back over there.
Ariel's will.
In fact, for now, let's just disband you and save some cash. And get you back at a later date. Alright, well this isn't too bad. We don't have to fight this twice. We just
Battle.
do the ambush.
A regrettable necessity.
This is the price you pay.
Nesta
Arahan.
moving with grace.
Rather annoyingly, we can't reach them over there. But what we can do,
Sent by the maid
stay
queen.
there, get a bit of replenishment, hit ambush and hope that they come this way.
Delicious.
That would be pretty sexy if they did. Quartermaster this up. We've still got to put another point. Oh, actually, you know what? Tell a lie. Because we're going to have to put a point into this casualty. Well, I don't even know how to pronounce that. This stuff. Casualty replenishment rate. Let's just call it that. Yeah, because we need 5 points to get to here. So we might as well do it now when we actually need some replenishment. So maybe that boosted it up a little bit. Ooh, 17. Big 1-7.
Order is all.
That's a big ward save. That's a ginormous ward save. That's such a big ward save that I'm swapping that out. That's fucking jumbo. Yeah, I mean you can have this, and then you can have this, and that makes all the sense in the world. I suppose you can get this as well, just for the sake of having something there instead of not having anything in there. It does give us a bit more of an extended reinforcement range.
Upon us.
And keeping him on a great stag. Now it's going to be a great eagle, and make your shots a bit more piercing.
Guardian of the Deepwood.
630 gold for some free experience. Alright, why not? It's not that bad. You don't need that. You did level up. We'll give you another rank into specialist. And turn. Now, in case you're wondering, did they just... No, it's all fine. So we've ambushed these bruises.
This is the life.
Strength in mercy.
They are dead. If this army appears on the map this turn, which I think it will do. Hello. Yeah, why not? If this army appears on the map this turn, we'll come back to that. Heavens or the underworld, the Azrai wish to erect a new shrine within Athel Lauren to give praise to the gods they so faithfully serve. Yet the question is posed: to whom should this shrine be dedicated? The two frontrunners are Asurian or Cain. Yet ultimately, the choice is yours. Well, that's nice of them to give me the choice. Do you wish to honour the Phoenix King, Asurian, the wise and just ruler of the Elven Pantheon, or his brother Cain, the harsh and ruthless god of battle? It's probably the Shrine of Asurian, although considering we are literally fighting now, you could give me the argument to go for the Shrine of Cain. And we are trying to... we are possibly recruiting some units. No, we're not. No, that's a lie. Alright, so it's Assyrian. Ooh, we could get some Zotes. Alright, so yeah, this army has jumped onto the map. I just can't see it right now.
Yes.
Alright, we've leveled up again over here, which is quite nice.
The Deepwood stirs.
I'm not going through scat.
So bored.
So impatient.
We have built that. Could bump up the garrison a bit more, but I don't think that's necessary.
Thrill of the hunt.
I'm going to go and pound this settlement.
Fine, I'll go.
But before I do that, just continue siege for a second.
disharmony ends.
Let's level up some more. You can cleanse corruption more. And you can sit on your Great Eagle. Wow, rank 12, is that it? Just to get to Great Eagle. That's quite nice. Alright, now let's pound this.
Choosing safety.
Or wait a turn before
Finally
pounding
a
it.
fight!
What does the Forge of Dave have for us today? The Perfected Dragon Spear. So that is what Booty Juice is using. I guess, why not?
Dave crafts like no other.
Bang it in.
Dave wastes his time.
We could upgrade this some more. What does it actually do? So instead of having 2 Eternal Guard, we swap those for 2 Wildwood Rangers, it seems. And a Hawk Rider. And reload reduction time for local armies when under siege. I hope that includes the garrison. It doesn't mean that an army has to be in the garrison, if that makes sense. We need free growth to get to here. Somebody stop really being like. It's not that it isn't worth it, but it's not necessarily like we're not trading with loads of people, are we? And it's only a little bit extra gold, so probably we will bring that in. It's fine. This is all basically free experience. Oh, did he just go and smash them? Seemed he did. He just went, you know what? Screw you, I'm declaring war. Oh, and Nagaryth have declared war on them as well. Okay, this is all pretty good. Just need to know where those other chumps have gone. Ah, this is the army.
Fight for the forest.
Clan Moulder army. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, that's quite interesting. The Doomglades, that's here. Technically, it'll actually appear here.
There will be blood.
We'll have a little think about this. I'm going to end this episode here. So, I've had quite a lot of action in this episode. Loads of stuff has been going on. If you've enjoyed what you've watched, if you found it interesting, informative, learnt something, please consider leaving a like. If you haven't, don't leave a like. On the next episode, we're going to go and kick this army's butt. It will besiege the Witchwood. Actually, no, it won't, because we don't have walls. It will just attack the Witchwood. So that might have been a massive boo-boo by me. I might actually have to fight this. You know what? I can decommit from this fight, actually, and just get back here, because this is technically more important. Who cares about this prick? But so yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to run back to the Witchwood, save it, defeat this army. The Witchwood will have replenished, and then we'll go about kicking some Skaven butt. What I don't quite understand wasn't there... Yeah, there is a battle over here, but they still haven't summoned, or they still haven't arrived. There seems to be 2 of them here as well. Anyway, we'll have a look at that on the next episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.